Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video was inspired by Sholaye Tunde, who left a comment in a previous video when I was talking about how to make your Hermes pattern. So Sholaye Tunde, I really hope you are watching this time. I'm just basically going to show you guys how I made or how I weaved this whole thing, how this whole sew thing is, how to go about it. These are like old ones I made them years ago. You can see that they've even cracked. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, we need punch. I'm just showing you guys the different sizes. I'm not using all of them. I'm just showing you guys the different sizes. So you personally, you can decide to use a bigger size or a smaller size. Me, I decided to use a bigger size, or the biggest I had. They have way bigger sizes. It depends on what you have. It depends on any shape that you have. If you have a rectangular shape, I don't know if there's a rectangular shape, you should. We're going to be using a punchy board, hammer, and of course the sole itself. Now I have gone ahead to process the sole because this video is not about how to process a sole. I've gone ahead and I've processed it, smoothened it, filed it, did everything, and the top I am working with is this Nora 3. So basically the whole design is based on a Nora 4 underneath and then a Nora 3 on top. Basically that's what I'm using. So this is like Nora 3. You can see how flat and flexible it is. Okay, so what we are going to start with is to get the width of the spacing from the edge of the sole to where we are going to be punching our holes, basically. So who remembers this set, by the way? I don't know where I found it. I was actually looking for a mathematical set, and then I asked and it gave me this one. Anyway, I'm going to be making use of this. If you have a divider, you can go ahead to use your divider. If you don't worry, I also have a second procedure or another way to make this. Anyway, so right now I'm marking out 1 centimeter, and I am actually just going to check, just to cross check, and it's looking very big. So you're measuring, like basically I'm measuring from the edge of the sole to where I want my punching holes to be, and now I'm just going to reduce it to 0.5. So I would advise that you use 0.5 so that the sole will not be looking too busy or whatever. Anyway, so I'm using 0.5, right? And this is the first method of doing this. You can just go ahead to mark it. So basically, now you put one edge of your divider outside or at the edge of your sole, and then the other edge of your divider should be on top of the sole, and I'm just going to mark around it. I actually find this particular method to be way easier than the second method, which I will also be showing you guys. But it's your choice, whatever you want to do. If you want to use this, if you don't want to use this, it's all up to you. However, if you're going to use this, I would advise that you use a very strong divider, because this one is actually not so strong. I had to hold it very tight and maneuver it one way or the other. Anyway, this is the second method, and in this second method I'm basically measuring 0.5 centimeters with my ruler, basically all around it, just making dots, making marks here and there, and then when I am done, I am going to connect all the dots or the lines that I made, basically. So when the first time I actually made this design, which is actually the orange one, this was the way I did it. And then the second time I used a divider, and which is why I'm using a divider now, and I'm showing you both methods because I have used both. And then I actually found that I don't know, it's just very easy. Like with the divider, it's very easy. You just go straight and everything. Also, please note that I am using a pencil. a pencil, please don't go and use a biro. This is not a black sole that you can easily dial for anything. So please be very mindful of that. Don't make that mistake of using a pen instead of a pencil, and then you go ahead and spoil the whole work. Anyway, so now I'm going on to the spacing of the punching holes. That is basically what I'm doing currently, and how I marked this on is that it's basically just 1.5 centimeters. So the width of it is 0.5 centimeters, and then the spacing is actually 1.5 centimeters. I would encourage you and advise you that you can decide to do yours 1 centimeter. You can also decide to do yours 2 centimeter. You can decide to do yours 1.5. It is all up to you. You can try this out on different templates, not directly on your sole if you want, just to see how it goes, so you don't make any mistakes or whatever. So you can decide to use any kind of spacing of your choice and just play around, see how it goes, see how everything lines up, just knock yourself out. Anyway, so I'm punching the holes now. Overall, I would say that doing this without a template is quite it actually takes some time, but it's not so hard. It's kind of satisfying, if you ask me. It takes time, but it's actually kind of satisfying. After punching the holes, I go ahead to measure out the other one. Basically, when I measure out the other one, so I did one, and then I want to replicate or duplicate it on the other part of the sole. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to align both legs equally, making sure that the tip, the edges, this back here, making sure that they are equal. Very important that the back is equal first, and then I just go ahead to mark out the holes, because I actually want them to be similar. I don't want one to be too much. I don't want one to be two holes too small or two holes lesser or two holes bigger or whatever. So I want everything to be exactly, that is why I am doing this. And it is actually easier than going and making the other leg. You can decide to do that, but I don't know, I feel this is very, very easy. Anyway, so I'm punching everything. This is the second one, punching the holes. Okay, so yeah, these are our soles. They are ready for the lacing and everything, just like the way you're seeing it. Okay, let me quickly explain. So when I was making this video, I did not know that I did not record the part of actually starting to lace, which you will later find out in the video. So I had to make this whole separate video. Anyway, let's say this is the strap that we'll be using. I'll be giving you the measurements shortly. Let's say this is the strap that we are using, and then this is our Nora. Let's say this is the face of the Nora, and then this one is the back of the Nora, for instance, right? And then I want to start lacing. I simply just start from the back, draw out the strap to the end of it. So this thing can be as long as you want, right? So I will explain further. I just want to quickly show you guys how to go with your lesson. So you start from the back of your Nora, and then you go from the back, basically just the way you're saying it. So you're looping around the edge of your sole or your Nora, and then you have to draw this strap, to tighten it a bit and the rest. It is important that you leave a little bit underneath, just the way I left at the beginning there, just so that you would have something to glue to the sole, so that it doesn't start to pull or anything, which is also important why you have to start from the back. And basically you just go round, like I said, in a loop all through the holes basically. And when you are done with this, sometimes they may get tangled though. You just have to be very, very patient. You just have to be careful, making sure that it is not tangled and everything is lined up properly. And then you cut off your excess, assuming you had gotten to the edge, right? So yeah, this is basically it. Anyway, let's go back to the video. So to get the strap, the length of that strap that you saw, for instance, I'm going to go around the sew to measure the length of the whole sew. So I basically just use my flexible tape and then measure around the sew just the way you are seeing now. And on this sew, I'm using like 25. But another thing that I found out is that I would rather you just go 2 times the size of your sew. So that 25 now, you just make it like 50 or like 45, just so that you have extra and you just have one very long strap that will go around your sew. And then for the width of that strap, you can use 1 centimeter because we do not want it to be too wide. So yeah, I told you guys I forgot to measure the starting of it, so I had to record the other video to attach to it while I was editing and everything. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically what I'm doing. I'm just going around with the strap. You can see, like, sometimes, like I said, it will get tangled. You have to arrange it with your hand, tighten it a little bit, just the way you're saying, like this. And you see I still have that excess, and this is like a glue that I just use to hold it for a bit, right? So now there is no way it is going to lose at all. I hope this explanation is actually very clear. And then I basically just go round the sew like this, making sure that it is the same. And another thing is that you have to follow the same alignment or style or pattern of weaving that you did. Like you see, I already did one leg of the pair that is on the table, so you have to follow it. And if you notice, it looks like I'm talking about the other leg of the pair that is on the table that is fully laced. It looks like it is going upwards, right? I'm even pointing, so it looks like it's going upwards, and you have to make sure that that is the same pattern you are following, because you don't want to start to do it downwards or something, and then you go and you start having 2 different lacing patterns. Also, please note that I am starting from the medial side of the foot. I am not starting from the lateral side. I think it is just basically based on habits. So I want you guys to start from the medial side, and it will also end in the medial side rather than the lateral side. Just like when you are using a welt or anything, you have to start from the medial side and then work your way around the sew. So yeah, basically that is what I'm doing, just lacing it up. Same process. You can go back to this video, slow it down and watch it as many times as possible just to get it. While I'm doing this, I am also taking my time to straighten out the strap, straighten out the leather, because I don't want them to be bent. I don't want anything. You would see it if it's bent. You would know that your strap is not straight. Okay, so, and you have to adjust it. You have to work your way around it. Take your time. Do not be in a hurry. Like I said, this thing is actually very satisfying, because there is you have very little room for mistake. Very little room for mistake. I don't know if I said this, but I had to trim out the edge of my strap so that it fits. Like, you see this small part now that is tiny. I had to trim it out and cut it just so that it fits properly. But I mean fits properly, I mean fits through the hole, so it's easier to pass through the hole and for me to grab on the other side. So I will advise that on your strap, on one end, the ends that you would rather use to go around your strap, your sew, sorry, just like you're seeing how tiny that beginning point is, so that it is easier for me to pass through the holes that I have punched. That is why I made that strap, the beginning of the strap, tiny like that. I basically just used my hand, like used scissors to trim the beginning of the strap to be very tiny, so that it can go around it and everything. You can definitely do this, and I'm slowing this process down just so that you see it again. You basically just go from the back, because that is where you started from, so everything is always going to be from the back. You go in from the back, and then bring it out from the front. Arrange your strap, arrange that point, making sure that it is straight and aligned and everything. Don't have any creases, nothing is folded in. And then you go again from the back. Basically, this is just the whole thing, the whole system. So you always have to go through the back. And then another thing is that I want to show you guys how to end. I think I showed you guys now how to start. Now I want to show you guys how to end. So obviously I have an excess because I had one very long strap, and this is the last and final punched hole. And you see, go through the back, and then I will just basically arrange that last bit, the last hoop, arrange it in a way that it will still look like the rest. Arrange it perfectly in between the loop above and then the loop below, and then I'm just going to go in and glue. And if you notice that it is still where I started from, that's where I'm ending. So you can even see the last strap piece that I glued there. And yeah, so this is basically it. This is our sew. You cut off any excesses, and yeah, so this is how to lace your sew. I hope you guys like this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Love you.